Hi there and welcome to StoryTime with Uncle Bill, and today's story is my prison hustles. I was sentenced to 40 months in federal prison, and they sent me to FCI, Fort Dix, New Jersey, the largest federal institution in the United States. It's broken off into two parts. It's wide open, and it's literally it's McGuire Air Force Base, I believe, or Army Base, one of them. So they just put a fence around it with concertina wire. A couple of them, you're not getting out of it. Don't worry about trying to escape. It's not going to happen. And two trucks that go around the perimeter, and that's where it was. And when I got there, I already knew that I wasn't going to have no money. I wasn't going to have no visits. And I've been just went through diesel therapy from January to May. I went through like 30 county jails, and I went to USP Atlanta and FTC Oklahoma City, Oklahoma twice, and USP Allen, either Allentown or Allenwood in Pennsylvania. Each time a couple weeks. The processing amount more than that sucks. So I was raggedy, folks, and I got right into the kitchen as a veggie prep guy, and as luck would have it, I ended up eating a mouse in August, and that changed. I really didn't have to worry about money, but the problem with the money I had was everybody had that, and you had to have other kind of money to get stuff. Like I wanted Black and Miles, and any kind of food items with mackerels and tunas and stamps was your main source of money. Bags of rice and stuff. There was other things, but most of the store people had that stuff, and they had way more than you need, and there's only so much that you could have. So the kitchen hustle was probably the biggest hustle you could have. I did little hustles also. I could get you some gloves for tattooing, and I'd watch out for you if you was getting tattooed. These two were in prison, and this bottom one, I got this one from Crackhead Joe, just on wham when I got out. And they hurt and they sucked. I also, like if two dudes wanted to go at it, like sexually, you can go in the bathroom, pay me a couple bucks, and I'll watch the door for you. That happened a bunch. You'd be surprised. Privacy is everything, and there just ain't going to be too many places that you're going to find privacy in prison. In this place, you wasn't supposed to go in any of the buildings, but you could. I mean, you could just literally go and kill everybody in the building all the way around. Nobody would know it was you. I mean, there just wasn't enough guards to inmates. It was ridiculous. And that's how a lot of stuff got out of that kitchen, because it just wasn't enough. There's no way in hell they could. And matter of fact, the guards was cool, really cool. And we went at them hardcore. And you didn't get a lot, because if you got caught stealing, you got to understand something. If you got caught stealing, it's 100 series shots, like almost. It's way down. It's way up there at the worst you could get. Like you're gonna lose 30 days of good time. So if you were supposed to get out in April, you ain't getting out till May. And normally that's not even in the play anywhere from you going home. And then you're gonna lose your commissary, your phone, your visits for 30, 60, 90 days. You take it for 6 months. Plus you have to go to the hole for whatever amount of time they give you. I mean, there's a list of shit that you can get in trouble for. And this could be over anything, really. I mean, a pack of salt, an onion, and chicken. I mean, everything was trying to be taken out of that kitchen. Somebody was cooking something, and that's the one thing I never had to do. Almost 5 years in federal prison, I never was in the microwave a lot. I worked in the kitchen all the time, so that's one of the hot spots for fights and shit. I knew it, and in 5 years, I probably went to the microwave 10 times. just didn't make a lot of phone calls. Didn't have to be in line for the lunch. So, because I've seen a lot. I mean, when you work every day in the kitchen, and I've worked every single day, every day. And a couple times that I didn't work in the kitchen to go to try something else out and see what's up, I still came back and worked in the kitchen. I worked in the kitchen every day. I was in prison all 5 years. One time I went to the hole for 4 days and I didn't work. And that was it. Every time. That's where it was at, man. I wanted to eat. Because I worked out a lot, I played sports and stuff. The people in there were cool. I wanted to be in the kitchen. Plus, if it wasn't my work day, I still got 2 days off. I always got to leave anyway. It wasn't that big. They just cared about getting the work done. Not so much shit flying out that kitchen and folks. We had it. I mean, like, some people take one, they just take it for themselves. So they take a piece of chicken and they might share an onion with somebody, just enough the food wouldn't poke out, because they pat down all the time. I mean, you getting pat down all pop. And if you got something, you get a strip search. And they didn't mind none of that. And but it just couldn't. There was always something, you hide shit in the trash can. And then they knew all the things, but they never checked it every single time, And you took a chance. Now they caught it a bunch, and they would be mad as hell, man. Like, yo, you gonna risk us our job? It's messed up. There's inventory, blah blah blah. We knew that, but it's kind of how like you get your props if you like almost like the worst shit you could do in there, because somebody's always teaching you. Prison's the ground for learning bad to worse. There's some creative dudes in there. I mean, like, they're just creative, and we wasn't like that. There was a guy named Jeff Murphy from Jersey, and he's my man. And real quick, how I met him is he always buffed the floors at night because he wanted to watch the Squiggly Channel. And I always thought that he watched that Squiggly Channel so much that he actually saw regular TV that way. And if you watch regular TV, it would come in the Squiggly Channel. But he was in there. Because there was TV rooms, 4 TV rooms at the bottom of each building. And each one was different. And you had to wear headphones to listen to it. And I didn't know. And I walked down and I seen the TV was on. No, I was out of bounds, and I walked in there and listened, and I heard some moaning and shit. And I was like, "What?" I look, and I could see this black dude, big old black dude, short, wide. He's so black and he's sweating so hard, he's shining and just gunning it down. And he was like, "Yo, shut the door when you leave." So I left, and I ended up meeting him the next day. Man, he was a cool dude, but he liked to smoke Newports, and they were expensive, and he didn't have no money coming in either. And he'd be like, "Kowski, let's get it, Kowski, come on, need them smokes." And I was like, "All right, let's go." And we take whole cases of chicken, 50-pound bags of oatmeal, whole bags of onions. And see, there was always somebody walking, groups of people walking up and down the compound, because there's like roads everywhere during intersecting. There was like at least two sets of barracks, maybe 3. I can't remember. This is back in 99, 2000, and 2001, and so. The first wild story is the warden. She was a little short lady, and she was doing a tour around the compound and was in my building, and found some water leaking out of somebody's locker in the handicap section, and opened up the locker, and it was stuff from the kitchen. And I hadn't even been there that long. And she came to the kitchen and she was pissed. She's like, listen, I don't care who you are or what you get caught with. If you steal out of my kitchen, I'm sending your ass to Egypt. And like, if you didn't know, heard anything else about the feds, they got that diesel therapy, and I had just went through it, and I'm cool with not ever doing that again. Every time you go in and out of a place, you got to get strip searched and fingerprinted and all. It's about a 6-hour process, and like a few times, like you be in there naked with dudes handcuffed, and he might be taking a shit, and this might be where the phone's at, and there's just, you know, it's not, man, damn, you know what I mean? I ain't want to go through that no more, but that ain't gonna stop me from stealing neither. Gotta be more sneakier, that's all. Well, there was a dude, a new guy. I want to say his name is Baker. No, I hadn't been there about a year because I had already ate the mouse. Maybe 9 months. Maybe it wasn't 2000 yet. Anyway, I was smoking a Black and Mild with my kitchen lights on, and I was at the drug unit. That's what I'm thinking about, the drug unit now. And I was at another unit when I first got there, and I don't remember how far apart, but if I'm at the drug unit, I'd already been in the kitchen a minute. And I already ate the mouse for sure. But I was out there smoking a Black and Mild, and the CO comes out, and he's new. And he's looking around, and he's smoking, or I don't know if he was smoking. He was looking around, but he's like, yo, whose job is it to pick these cigarette butts up? And I was like, I don't know, man. We got a mosquito. There should be a list up in your office, and there's like one CO to like 300 inmates, man. I mean, he ain't got a chance. And he was like, yo, you think you can pick them up? And I was like, man, you see, I got some kitchen whites on. I work every day, you know. But I'll tell you what, I'll do that. That's what's up. So I go get the dustpan and bring my stupid up. It takes about 10, 15 minutes. It was only like one area, too. This is a common place for people. It was like a ramp, and there was like a ground right there. This is a common place to flip butts. So I picked it up. And he's like, yeah, I appreciate it. I was like, yeah, that's what's up. You got to be careful who you ask what to do, man. People could take this shit offensive. I'm just saying. I ain't got no problem with it, but some people, I just seen people just flip out for nothing, man. They ain't trying to do no extra shit for nobody. They don't give a damn who you are. And I probably was that way. I probably could have been that way too, but I wasn't. Not that time anyway. So it's gonna work out for me. Because it wasn't long after Warren had said that was fried chicken day, leg course. It was good, man. It was good too. And normally, if there was leftovers, the guard, it would be in a pan, foreign transfer pan, and the guard would let us take some to eat right there. You know, you ain't supposed to ever take anything out of the kitchen. That's a charge. And if you tell them that they gave you the shit to take out, your ass is going to Egypt because they're not risking their job over you. They're not giving you anything. You took it. You're supposed to eat it in the kitchen. That's just how it was. And you need to respect that too, because they didn't have to give you that chicken. They could just threw that shit away and threw dirt and all kind of other shit, which you couldn't pick it out of trash. But that's what they do to people, man. When they throw shit away, they take it out of the damn trash, and that's what you get sold sometimes. And you probably know that. You just got to clean shit off. And that shit was really dirty. Constantly cleaning in there. And doesn't mean it's clean though. But so I had took like 8 pieces because somebody had ordered it. And I normally didn't take stuff for myself because I didn't want it in my locker because I'd get in trouble. And I always kept my locker with just the lock on. It was never locked. So you could go in there because I had extra stuff. You know what I mean? You're not gonna steal anything good from me. I had more than I needed. I won a bet. Yeah. I had a bunch of porn books now. I had a bunch of porn books, and that was a hustle too. In October of '99, the federal government said you can't get no more pornographic material sent in. Period. It ain't not your girlfriend, not no magazine, not from the publishing company. That's it. Whatever was in could stay, but no more would ever be sent in. And so when I had first got there, and I had hit the lottery in August, September, October, I bought them up. And there was like $3 a piece. And there was people that were going home, and I really didn't need them, but they knew I had money, so they become, yo, you want to buy the shit? And I'd be like, yeah. So I had a stack, folks. I mean, like a big ass stack. And in like January 2000, February, so they came in with this huge shakedown, big time ass shakedown. I mean, like they had the National Guard, I mean, just everybody came in there, and they stripped the whole building apart, and they had taken a whole bunch of my stuff, a whole bunch of my books. They call it hardcore, and the hardcore. Okay, so what I bought for $3 was selling for like 10 or 15, and the stuff that I bought for 10 was selling for 30, 50. I mean, it was big time markup, and I had it. And almost everybody knew it too. And I really didn't sell it at that high price. I could have, but I had a lot, and I was still always people came, and I would buy them. You know, I post them. I post them in the shower. No, that's a funny story. So I took this chicken and put it. I went to go give it to the person I was supposed to give it to, and it wasn't there, and their locker was locked. And I didn't know which bed it was, if he was the top or bottom. You don't want to make that mistake. And so I took it back to my locker, put it in my locker, and then I was going to go back and try to find the dude because I had just been holding. It was like a hot potato. I don't want to be holding. And I ended up finding the dude, and I was like, "Damn, dog, come on now. You got to do better than this now." And I was like, "Oh, so sorry, blah blah blah." So I went back to go get the damn chicken, and the door was locked. And I was living in a it was like 2, 4, 6, 8, like maybe 16 people, 12, 16 people, something like that. In like it was like one room, and then it was bunk beds, big lockers. And the door was locked and then shut down because you can't lock the door. You can't lock the door. And I was like, oh shit. And I didn't know who was on. Every seal ain't the same. Somebody just check one locker out the whole thing, some check them all. You'll know when you go in there. So every 10, 15 minutes I'm going back up and down and shit, and I'm mad. People are like, damn man, this is bullshit. I never do this. So eventually I go up there and the door's open. And I go to my locker and it's locked. And I'm like, damn, I got to remember my combination. I had so much stuff I had to put it in, like if you didn't have no money, if you didn't have no food or stuff, and like you can hold like 100 or 200 cans of tuna. It was something like that. It was a bunch though. But if you hit $1,500, that's what are you gonna do with the other, 13? Well, I had to disperse them, and that's why I got tattoos and shit. It just had too much, and smoked weed during one of the tattoos. The only time I smoked weed all 5 years. It was stupid. It wasn't worth it. It was like if you take the eraser top off of a pencil and you pat that fool in, it ain't much. That was like $20. You need about 10 of them to make a joint, and but a dude made a joint and didn't even get a buzz. I was nervous about it. I don't want to get pissed. I was going to get in trouble because I was going to the drug program. As a matter of fact, I'm in the drug program right now, and I really don't want to get kicked out over this. And I finally get my locker open. There's a compensation list. And it says, come to the office. Damn. Well, I had also this, I read a lot in prison. I read a lot, people, a lot. And they sold this little light. It was like the square thing, the battery pack, and had this little retractable arm, and it had this little teeny ass bulb. And it took a bunch of batteries, and then the batteries didn't last long, and the bulb would die. And it sucked. It cost me a lot of money. I didn't have, like when I say I didn't have money, I had these food items and stuff, but you were on a restriction on how much money you could spend, and people always that have money always spend a limit, and people that didn't have money couldn't buy you stuff. So I could have $1 million up in here and couldn't get a pack of Black and Miles. That's just how crazy. I had to go to do like, I'll give you 50 cans, because he's got nowhere to put this shit neither, and you just end up start giving stuff away. That's a bad, like, more money, more problem for real. And so this dude gave me this bulb. In that same little spot where that light was, he put this bulb that was this big. It was huge, people, and it was bright as hell. And this is the only time I don't mess with electricity at all. I've been struck by lightning, and it's not cool. But he ran a wire where the battery pack was and put 2 big paper clips. And you literally, with just the paper clips now, stuck this in the light socket. I don't know how, in the outlet. I don't know how it worked. I don't know how I'm not dead. I did it all the time. And every time I did it, I almost have a heart attack. Knew I was going to die. And that light cut on. And it went on forever. And, but it wasn't there. And that light alone, man, I don't know where none of this stuff came from. It's not good. I go down there and, I think the dude's name's Baker. And he go ahead and shut the door. Chikowski, come on, sit down. And I can see the chicken. I can see it's in a plate, and it's got a or maybe like some piece of cardboard or some shit, but it's got a napkin over it, and I see the light. Like, damn, gone. Egypt, California, man, it's gonna suck. How are they gonna make me cross the country? You know, that's what's gonna happen. You wanna play by the rules, huh? Hey, what's up, baby? He said, hey, I'm Chikowski. What you got going on over here, Bo? Didn't you hear the warden? I was like, yeah, mistake, man. It was a mistake. He said, the first order of business, what's this light, dude? Where the hell did you get that? I said, man, dude went home, back in, and he left me that. I don't know where it came from other than that, but he gave it to me. It was a long time ago. He goes, okay, that's what's up. You know you ain't supposed to have it there, right? I was like, yeah, you can buy it off the Go ahead and put it on the floor. And I put it on the floor. He got stomped, and I stomped the shit out of it. Fellas, pop, pop, pop. He said, clean it up, cleaned it up. He said, what did Lauren say about if you stole anything out of the kitchen and got caught? I said, she said she wants to send you to Egypt. Yeah, man. This don't look good, does it? Chikowski. I was like, no, sir, it sure doesn't. He said, you're probably gonna have to do some extra duty over this. I said, yeah, man, it's probably gonna have to be some extra duty, huh? I said, yeah. I said, well, what about that chicken dough, man? And he pulled the napkin off and said, go on, get your piece. And I started eating it, and I ate 2 pieces. And he said, look, Chikowski, I appreciate you putting them cigarette butts and shit. You'll have to do some extra duty, man, but you got to be more careful than this, man. You know, you'll be in Egypt, you know. I was like, look, man, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So whatever you need, just let me know, man. I got you. Ain't no snitch ass dude, but you need the floors buff or something. There's always something extra that had to be done. Man, I was appreciative. I still appreciate it this day, man, because I know that woman was mad. So the next one was I got caught stealing a lot, people. I mean, a lot. And the one that was the standout one, because that was in a shakedown in the dorm. The one that was in the compound that got me the biggest recognition was these Italian dudes had ordered a bunch of pasta, like 20 pounds of penny and rigatoni. With I got 10 cans of tomato sauce and a couple green peppers and some onions and a can of garlic. That was special. That was hard as hell to get. And I don't know, I'm loaded down. It looks like I'm coming from commissary. That's how you do. You take your commissary bag. It's just this net bag, just old net bag. You use the net bag for everything, your laundry, everything. But I had it in that, and there was a group of us. There was like, 7, 8 people. Murph was in there, and Murph had a half a box of chicken, and this other dude had a whole bag. He had half a bag of onions. The other dude had half a box of green peppers. There was a lot going on, and a lot more than that. But that was like just you didn't want to get caught. And one of the lieutenants, he was this white dude, and he was kind of like a hard-nosed guy. He wasn't none of them bad. He just a little bit more strict than everybody. He would do more searches and stuff. And he come around on a golf cart, man, and we were busted like hell. And I did the only thing I could think of, and I dumped the bag out. He had to stop, you know what I mean? And cause I was last, and I was just chilling too. Normally I'd be up there talking with Murph and stuff, but I had something going on in my mind, or so I was preoccupied. I was just lollygagging. When you're doing wrong, you need to get it the hell over with. I got comfortable, people, and I had turned around because I had heard the noise. I heard it. I heard the golf cart. That's just a noise I ain't heard in a long time, and I'm like, damn, that's weird. And I seen them, and I'm just like, oh. And man, they don't have 18 cans, and the big metal cans. And he pulled up. What is that? What do you have there? And I was like, yeah, stuff from the kitchen. And he's like, oh man, no, this ain't good, man. This ain't good. Oh, this ain't good at all. And I was like, yeah, man, what you mean it ain't good? He's like, yeah, I got to write this 100 series shot. And you about to lose good time, visits, and I didn't worry about that. Fun, wasn't worried about that. Commissary, really wasn't worried about that. A good time I was. You had to go to the hole for a month or 2 months. And I'm like, that would suck. And he's like, look, man, I really don't feel like doing the paperwork for this stuff. You're gonna put that stuff in the golf cart, and I'm just picking it up. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a choice. You can take the 100 series shot, or you can do 100 hours extra duty. I was like, man, you don't got to ask me no damn crazy ass questions like that. You just tell me where you need to be and what time. You got nothing but time to be doing some extra work. And that's how my extra duty started. And I did a lot of extra people. The hours never justify. Like if I got 100 hours, I probably did like 30 of them because I got extra credit. I worked hard, people. I did a lot of moving, a lot of cleaning in the winter time. I shoveled snow all winter. Mind you, now every day I worked in the kitchen. I went to church. I was always in the library. I played sports. I was always taking classes. Like most of my time was really moving around, and all my extra time before they closed the compound was doing some kind of somebody's work if I wasn't playing a sport or had a class or something. A lot of shoveling in the snow. And said the last part I'm gonna leave you on this was in the snow. And I can't remember which year. So it had to be in 2000 because I was gonna leave the next year. I left in 2001. And during the holidays, they got special things in, like special cakes or donuts, or they got like these spicy chicken wings and just different stuff. And so I got a big order. And I had already graduated the drug program, so we was good on that. And I didn't have much time left, and I was like a mentor or tutor for the next class for the drug program for this particular teacher. And because he let me stay up in the drug program, so I didn't have to go back on live in another barracks in the compound. It's just a nicer thing. And plus, it was only 2 men instead of all these. I think the lowest was like 4, then it was 8, and it was 6 up to 16. And what it ended up amounting to is I had 2 black hefty trash bags full, like 20 pounds of the spicy chicken wings. I had like 6 boxes of Otis Spunkermeyer muffins, the big ones. A bunch of Danishes, the pastas and stuff for the Italians. The Italians had their own and I had got some shrimp. Came like in a box. It was a specialty, and all kind of two. It wasn't really heavy, but it was big. It was just too big. But it gets dark during the winter months and stuff, like 5 o'clock. So it really got dark there, and there was a ton of snow. I had done a lot of shoveling, and this night I didn't have to shovel because I was supposed to have a class, but the class was canceled, and they didn't know that. And so I got these bags, and I had stashed the bags in the snow because you couldn't see them at night. I mean, it was just, even with all that white, and a lot of the snow was untouched. Just the roads were cut out because it was deep, like the handball court and all those soccer fields and stuff. They were untouched. It was just snow, piles of snow, and high too, like 3-4 feet high. It was high. If you went in there, it was high. It was way up on your waist. And I made the move, and like there's always somebody's always gonna see you. Somebody's always got the potential to tell, but most of the time they would try to hide for you, or like if there was a group, they surround you and help you out. And then those people, you would look out for them, you know what I mean? Later on, after you had made your deals and stuff, I go, hey, what you into? You like tuna? Because I'm quick to give somebody some fish for something, I had it like that, and so it would do like that. But this day it was cold, and there was a lot of falls, people. I mean, these were asphalt roads, and it was icy all the time, and they did a good job, especially me shoveling all that snow, but it would still get icy. They threw salt and stuff, but I felt a lot too, man. I felt a lot. I bust my ass plenty of times, and I'm walking down the damn compound.